The screen fades in from black. Soft violin notes echo in the distance, almost haunting, familiar yet filled with new longing. The camera glides through a fog-covered London street, lanterns flickering in the mist. The faint sound of carriage wheels fades into whispers gossip. Laughter, secrets being exchanged. A woman's voice calm, knowing and sharp as ever, cuts through the silence. Voiceover Lady Whistledown. Dearest gentle reader, it appears that this season, love is no longer a game of hearts, but a battle of truths. Quick flashes Penelope's teary eyes as she turns away from Colin. Colin's staring at a folded letter, Queen Charlotte's watchful gaze. The music swells. A single quill scratches across parchment. Voiceover Lady Whistledown, and rest assured, I shall be watching. Every scandal unfold, the screen cuts to black. A title fades in Bridgerton Season 4, followed by the soft hum of strings, ready to draw us into the heart of London's most dangerous season yet. The city awakens once again to the rustle of silk gowns and the echo of carriage wheels. London is alive with whispers of new beginnings, of returning hearts, and of scandals yet to bloom. The grand ballrooms are polished to perfection, awaiting the arrival of the ton's finest. In the soft glow of candlelight, Penelope Featherington stands alone near a window. Her reflection meets her eyes, but her mind drifts elsewhere, to moments she can't forget, 2 words she never said. Her heart, once shy and hidden, beats with a quiet defiance now. Voiceover narrator. Last season, she lost her dearest friend. This time, she may lose her heart. Across town, Colin Bridgerton returns from his travels, a changed man. Gone is the boyish charm, replaced with a confidence that both attracts and unsettles. He rides through the familiar streets, unaware that every glance, every gesture, is being observed and written about. The music shifts a slower, romantic violin melody laced with tension. Lady Whistledown's voice returns.
Ow!
The Bridgertons once again prepare to dance their way into glory. But even diamonds can crack. When polished too brightly, flurry of quick cuts, Eloise flipping through a scandal sheet in shock, Queen Charlotte's hand slamming a fan shut, and Penelope burning a letter in the dark. As the camera pans over London's skyline, dawn breaking over the Thames, the narrator's voice softens. Narrator, a new season begins. New names, new faces. But the same dangerous game, where every glance tells a story, and every secret has a price. The music crescendos as a title appears. This time, love won't stay silent. A single drop of rain falls on the cobblestone. The world holds its breath. Then, as if London itself awakens from slumber, the city begins to stir, carriages rolling, bells ringing, voices echoing through the mist, inside the shimmering halls of the Bridgerton estate. Chandeliers sparkle like stars trapped in glass. Silk gowns glide across polished marble. Laughter drifts like perfume, light and fleeting, hiding the secrets that lie beneath. Narrator soft, reflective. In a city dressed in gold and grace, appearances are everything. Yet beneath the glittering surface, hearts tremble unseen, unheard, and unbearably alive. Penelope stands at the edge of the ballroom, her hands clasped tightly before her. Her smile is practiced, her eyes tired. Around her, the music swells, couples twirl, and the season begins again, a dance she has long known but never truly joined. Across the room, Colin Bridgerton's laughter echoes. It is warm, familiar, and far too distant. The camera lingers on her face, one moment of stillness amid the swirling chaos. Her gaze drifts toward him, but he is already gone, swept away by admirers and duty. Narrator whispering, they say time changes everything. Yet how cruel it is to find that the heart remembers what the mind wishes to forget. The scene shifts, flickers of the ton's restless energy. A fan flutters in a lady's trembling hand. A secret note passes beneath a teacup. Eyes meet across the room, lingering a second too long. Every gesture, every glance is a language of its own. Then, Lady Whistledown's voice cuts through like a blade wrapped in silk. Lady Whistledown. Dry amusement. The ton gathers once more, each determined to outshine the other. But as history reminds us, not every jewel sparkles forever. The camera pans over the ballroom, dazzling, perfect, almost unreal. Yet behind every smile hides fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of longing. Fear of what will happen when truth finally dances into the light. A violin solo rises, beautiful, tragic, and full of yearning. The montage unfolds. Eloise reading alone by candlelight, her eyes full of rebellion. Benedict sketching quietly, his gaze lost in thought. The Queen watching from her throne, her expression unreadable. Colin staring out a window, clutching a letter he cannot bring himself to open. Narrator final line of section, and so begins another season in London, where love is the sweetest poison, and every heartbeat is a secret waiting to be revealed. The violin fades into silence. The camera lingers on the burning candle wick, a single ember glowing. Before it dies, a door creaks open. Dust dances in a golden beam of sunlight. The camera moves slowly, revealing a stack of unopened letters bound with a faded ribbon. A hand hesitates before touching them, trembling with the weight of everything unsaid. Narrator gentle, bittersweet. Once words brought them together. Now silence stands between them. The sound of a heartbeat begins. Slow, steady, echoing under the soft hum of strings. The letters belong to Penelope Featherington. Letters she once dreamed of sending. Words she never dared to write. Because some truths, she has learned, are far more dangerous than lies. Cut to Colin Bridgerton, walking through the busy marketplace, a man admired. Confident and yet strangely lost. The crowd greets him with warmth, but his eyes betray something else. Regret, curiosity, a memory that refuses to fade. Colin softly, to himself, how did I not see her? When she was always right there? The music swells. The camera shifts to Penelope, seated at her desk, quill in hand. The faint glow of candlelight frames her face as she begins to write, not as herself, but as Lady Whistledown, Penelope voiceover. As she writes, it seems the season's most charming gentleman has returned from his travels. But perhaps the one heart he left behind is no longer waiting. The words flow with quiet fury. The ink spreads across the parchment, her emotions spilling into every line. Cut to flashes of the tongue reacting gasps, whispers, scandalous smiles. Lady Whistledown's paper once again controls London's heartbeat. Narrator with every word she writes. She builds a wall between who she is and who she must be. But what happens when the truth begins to whisper louder than the lies? The music quickens. Colin enters a grand soiree. His eyes scan the crowd until there she is, Penelope. Her gown is simple but radiant, her gaze steady but unreadable. For a moment, time slows. The world disappears. Their eyes meet. Neither speaks. The silence says everything, Lady Whistledown voiceover. Teasing, gentle readers, do not be fooled by soft glances. Even the sweetest affection can hide a storm beneath its smile. A flash of tension, Penelope turns away. Colin moves to follow, only to be stopped by another debutante. His smile falters. Cut to a close-up, Penelope's trembling hand clutching her fan. Her jaw tightens. She has waited too long to be invisible again. Narrator quietly, almost breaking. This season, love returns, but not as they remember it. For love has learned to burn, to wound, and to demand the truth. A brief montage unfolds, a letter dropped into a fire, a mask torn away, a dance that feels more like a duel than romance. Penelope's reflection merging with Lady Whistledown's ink-stained quill. The heartbeat sound returns faster now. Urgent narrator final line. For in this season, hearts will be tested, secrets will bleed, and London will finally learn that even whispers can destroy. The camera zooms in on the burning ink, forming one final word, love. The flame consumes it. Fade to black, the ballroom may be London's stage. But every glittering season has its shadows, corners where whispers grow louder than the music. As Penelope and Colin circle each other like stars fated to collide, the rest of the ton prepares their own stories. Each one a weapon, each one a secret. The camera sweeps through the gilded hall's laughter, lace and lies all blending together. But behind every smile is a story waiting to unfold. Narrator calm, observant. While two hearts tremble on the edge of love, others find themselves caught in the dance of ambition, art, and betrayal. Eloise Bridgerton sits by a candlelit window, surrounded by letters from forbidden correspondence. The flicker of the flame dances across her determined face. Her words spill onto paper, honest, rebellious, unafraid. The world calls it scandal when a woman dares to think, she murmurs, sealing the letter. Her eyes harden, not with sadness, but purpose. Across town, Benedict Bridgerton stands before an unfinished painting. Streaks of color, chaotic and beautiful, cover his hands. His muse, a mysterious woman, cloaked in emerald, watches from the shadows. He smiles faintly, lost between art and temptation. Narrator, for some passion is not whispered. It is painted. In another corner of London's glittering maze, Queen Charlotte sits upon her throne, her fans snapping shut with a sound sharp enough to silence the room. Her eyes gleam with amusement, but her words drip with warning. Queen Charlotte smirking, London's tongues grow restless again. Let them gossip, it feeds the crown more than truth ever could. Her court laughs nervously. No one dares to meet her gaze. The camera cuts swiftly to a young debutante, Lady Arabella, new to the season, fresh-faced, kind-hearted, and entirely unaware that her charm has already become the ton's newest obsession. Her mother whispers, "Smile, dear." Every suitor is watching. But Arabella's eyes dart elsewhere, toward a certain Bridgerton's son, already promised elsewhere. The music shifts, elegant strings blending with an undertone of tension. The laughter grows louder, almost desperate. Lady Whistledown voiceover, with sly delight. Ah, gentle readers. While love blooms for some, others plant the seeds of ruin. How delightful it is to see society's finest tangled in their own desires. Eloise's voice echoes faintly. We are all trapped, aren't we? Some by love, others by reputation. Penelope's silhouette appears in the distance, her presence tying every thread together. She watches her friends, their secrets, their struggles, and for the first time she wonders whether truth is a gift or a curse. The screen flickers with glimpses. Benedict's painting burning in a fireplace. The Queen reading a scandal sheet with a hidden smile. Eloise standing defiantly before the ton. Colin watching Penelope from across a crowded hall. Narrator closing softly. Every story in London begins with a whisper. It ends with a revelation. For this season, even the quietest hearts will find their voices, and not all will survive the sound. The violins fade. The screen dims, leaving behind the faint scratch of a quill on paper, the sound of Lady Whistledown writing again. And so the game continues. The night begins with music. Violins sing softly, chandeliers glow, and the ballroom glimmers, as though nothing could break its fragile perfection. But beneath the harmony, tension hums like a hidden storm. The season's sparkle has begun to crack. The camera moves through the crowd, polite smiles, sharp glances, secrets barely contained. Whispers ripple through the ton like wind across silk. One whisper to many, and London will burn with scandal. Narrator steady, intense. It starts with a rumor, and ends with ruin. Penelope's hands shake as she reads the newest sheet. Her own words, now weaponized. Her quill, once her armor, feels like a blade against her skin. The truth she's hidden begins to tremble at the edges. Across the ballroom, Colin stands stiff, a paper clenched in his hand. His name, and hers, printed together in ink. The room around him fades to silence. Every head turns. Every fan freezes midair. Lady Whistledown voiceover. Taunting, it seems not even a Bridgerton can escape the pull of scandal. But is love worth one's name? The music stops. The world holds its breath. Cut to Eloise, her face pale as she realizes what's happened. She knows that voice too well, knows who holds the quill that caused the chaos. She moves toward Penelope, her eyes a storm of anger and pity. Eloise whispering, "You wrote it, didn't you?" You wrote every single lie. Penelope cannot speak. Her throat tightens. Tears gather, but refuse to fall. For the first time, she has no words. Only guilt. Only silence. The camera cuts sharply to Queen Charlotte, watching the chaos unfold from her throne-like chair. Her expression unreadable, yet her eyes gleam with amusement. Queen Charlotte quietly, to her aide, "Ah, how delicious. Love and truth, both so terribly unfit for society." The music returns faster now, almost frantic. Colin storms from the ballroom, rain pouring outside. Penelope follows, her gown heavy with water and regret. They stop beneath a lantern's weak glow. Colin angrily, "All this time, it was you? The words that ruined families, the gossip that destroyed lives, that was you." Penelope's voice trembles. "It was never meant to hurt you, or anyone. It was survival, Colin. It was the only way they'd ever listen to me." The rain intensifies. His jaw tightens. His pain is quiet, raw, and real. "Colin, you were my friend, Pen. My trust. My heart, and you used it to sell stories." She takes a step closer, desperate. "I never sold you, Colin. I only ever loved you." The silence that follows is worse than shouting. A storm of emotion, unspoken and unstoppable. Bruised between them, narrator soft heavy, truth has finally found them. But in London, truth is never kind. It demands sacrifice, and love is always the first to fall, as the violins rise into a heart-wrenching crescendo. We see fragments: Colin walking away, Penelope collapsing into tears, Eloise burning a letter, the Queen smiling faintly, and Lady Whistledown's latest paper floating through the rain. The final image, the ink bleeding, her signature name fading into black water. Lady Whistledown voiceover, whispering, "Perhaps the real scandal, my dearest reader, is that love was ever real at all." Fade to silence. The rain becomes the only sound. The night has turned still. The music is gone. The rain has stopped. Only the faint rustle of paper remains, the scattered remains of Lady Whistledown's latest scandal sheet floating through puddles that glisten beneath the moonlight. The city sleeps uneasy. Every candle burns low, every curtain drawn tight. Secrets once whispered behind fans now echo through every drawing room in London. Narrator low, solemn. In the end, truth waits for no one. It arrives uninvited, unmerciful, and unstoppable. The camera cuts to Penelope Featherington, alone in her room. Her reflection trembles in the mirror. Two faces, one heart. The gentle girl society ignored, and the sharp-tongued writer who held its power. Between them, there is no longer a line, only pain. Her trembling fingers reach for the quill. Ink pools on parchment like spilled blood. She begins to write not as Lady Whistledown, but as herself. Her hand moves slowly, deliberately, as tears blur her vision. Penelope softly. As she writes, "If I am to fall, let it be for truth. Let it be for love." The violin returns, faint, broken, full of longing. Across the city, Colin Bridgerton reads a letter under the dim glow of a lantern. The seal, a small W, breaks easily. His hands tremble as his eyes trace her words. Every sentence is an apology. Every line bleeds with regret. Narrator gentle. Some confessions are not made to be forgiven, only understood. He looks up, eyes full of heartbreak and disbelief. The rain starts again, as if London itself cannot bear the silence. Cut to Eloise, pacing her room, torn between fury and compassion. She remembers every laugh, every secret shared, every betrayal. Her breath catches. She knows the world will destroy Penelope for what she's done, and she's unsure whether she wants to stop it. A single line from Penelope's letter echoes in her mind. To tell the truth in a world built on lies is the greatest scandal of all. The grand hall of the Featherington estate fills with gasps the next morning. A servant rushes in holding the latest pamphlet unsigned, unmasked and unmistakable. Lady Whistledown's voice steady. Breaking through tears, dearest readers, the time has come to end the masquerade. My name is Penelope Featherington, and this is my final issue. The world stills. The Queen's fan drops from her hand. Eloise freezes. Colin's breath catches in his throat. Narrator with rising emotion. For years she ruled London from the shadows. Now, she stands in the light, unguarded, unmasked, and undone. The camera slows. Penelope walking down the marble stairs into the garden, whispers following her like ghosts. The crowd parts. Colin steps forward. The air between them feels heavier than thunder. Colin, voice trembling. You should have told me. She meets his gaze. Her eyes hold no lies now, only truth. You would never have loved me if you'd known. He takes a step closer. The world around them fades. The gossip, the judgment, the fear. Only they remain Colin softly. And yet, even now I can't stop. The violins swell heartbreak and hope intertwined. He reaches for her hand. The moment teeters between forgiveness and farewell. Narrator final line of section, and so the mask falls. Not with rage, but with love. The kind that shatters, the kind that saves, the kind that London will never forget. The screen fades to white. The sound of the quill scratching halts abruptly, then silence. A final line of text appears on screen. Every secret must end. But love always writes again. The Netflix logo appears. A heartbeat sound echoes once,